Construction on a main road has been at a standstill since late June. About 2 months after crews dug up parts of Gaslight Boulevard, they found some issues underneath the surface. East Texas News Weekend's Vanessa Johnson reports finding a solution has taken them a few months.
Since late June, construction on Gaslight Boulevard in Lufkin has been on pause. Aside from weather delays, city engineer Chris Key says their issues run deeper.
The subgrade is in a little bit worse off condition than we anticipated, as well as there were some changes that needed to be made to the stormwater drainage system.
Key says the Gaslight Boulevard Street rehab project will make the road safer for drivers and pedestrians. There will be 5 lanes instead of the 4, updates to street lights, and the addition of sidewalks. But before they can get to that point,
you gotta get all that stuff resolved kind of at the same time before you can continue on with the process of construction.
Key says the street's construction is a layered process. There's the surface, which you drive on. Underneath is the subgrade, which supports the surface. Then at the bottom is the stormwater drainage system, which is where they will start with repairs.
Because if not, you'd have to re-dig back up the subgrade to repair those elements.
Then they'll stabilize the subgrade.
And they have to add chemicals to the dirt to harden it and to make sure it's a good solid surface before they install the pavement.
Key says since June, they have been working on a solution. The project's contractor, Langston Construction, will take care of the repairs. Key's hope is that they'll resume construction this week.
And I can 100% without a doubt say that once we get through with this project, it'll be a much needed upgrade for the city of Lufkin.
Vanessa Johnson, East Texas News Weekend.
The project's original cost was about $4 million. Key says it's not clear right now how the extra work will impact the cost of that project.